global people. How are you? Yes, it's amazing. We meet again today in FFG TV, the Untold Story. Yeah, today will be the part three with different people. Yeah, so it's going to be an amazing night, amazing morning for some people from America, Europe. Yeah, and also maybe midnight for some people in Pacific Oceania, Australia, New Zealand. So welcome everybody to FFG TV. Yes, are you excited? Are you excited? Okay, let text me. Put in the comment FFG TV. Okay, if you are feel so excited and ready to learn, yes, and also remind you subscribe and put the notification. So every week we have different speaker, and it's going to be an amazing learning. Tonight we invite far away from Africa. Our special guest tonight will be Mrs. Kamasa. Hello, Kamasa.
Hello, Ibu Floren.
Yes, Kamasa is
Good morning.
Yes, and coming with Kamasa, I would like to introduce the other speaker also here with us. Of course, our founder FFG is Mr. Ongki Yanata. Yeah, Pak Ongki, how are you?
Hi, Floren. I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, everybody looks so great, yeah. And also coming with them is Miss Eileen Young. Eileen, how are you, Eileen?
Hi, Bu Floren. I'm great.
And also this amazing couple, yeah, really amazing couple from Cameroon, yeah, Dr. Raul and Nadine. Hi, Dr. Raul. Hi, Nadine.
Hi, good morning.
Yes. Wow, five of you really looks great tonight. Yeah. So I believe you will bring great story too, as always. Yeah. Okay, Kamasa. Now I will go to Kamasa. Okay. Wow, you look so beautiful tonight.
Thank you.
Kamasa, as I
Yes.
know you are a very powerful woman, as I know you. Even though I know you very deep, tonight I'm going to have a chance to know you more from your untold story. By the way, where are you now?
Presently, I'm in Douala. I'm in Cameroon.
Oh, in Cameroon. But
Yes.
you also living in another country, right? Uganda, is it?
Yes, I do live in Uganda.
Okay, yeah. As a very successful businesswoman, yeah, flying here, flying there, and originally from Cameroon, and then you build business in Uganda also. I believe you have great story, untold story about this. How happened you go there?
Oh yeah. Thank you very much. Uganda is so special to me. It's one of the first countries that I had to create a network when I started the business. I took a giant step to fly to Uganda without knowing anyone in Uganda. And when I was going, I actually prepared my trip by going online, just search for a guest house where I was going to lodge because I didn't know anyone.
Recording in progress.
When I got to Uganda, at the airport, first of all, I arrived late. My flight was delayed. I arrived late. And then the guest house had sent someone to actually pick me up from the airport. And this person, I didn't know the person. So I was just to check my name, who is holding the post with my name, the signpost. So, when I arrived at the airport, finished the formalities, as I was stepping out into the hall, I started searching for my name, whosoever is holding my name, and behold, I saw my name with a very tall guy. This guy, 2 meters tall. I've never, ever seen a man 2 meters tall in my lifetime. I was like, I'm just 1 meter.
Kamasa,
yes.
What you say? 2 meters tall? It's very, very
yes.
tall.
2 meters tall. You can imagine somebody who I'm 1 meter 60 something, and then you arrive at an airport, a new country, a strange land, and the first person you see, it's 2 meters tall. And I was like, I first got scared. And this guy is not black skin like me. He's a mixed breed. I first got scared. I looked at him. And then he asked me, are you Kamasa? I said, yes, I'm Kamasa. He said, come on. This is Acha apartment. I went to him, but I was trembling. My legs were, I said to myself, my inner self, I was like, Kamasa, you two, you're courageous. So where are you heading with this kind of person? 2 meters. So where is he even taking you to? And Entebbe, the airport in Uganda is at a town called Entebbe. You have to travel 2 hours in those days by land to get to Kampala. So he had to drive me. That was 3 a.m. in the morning. A strange land, somebody I've never met before. His appearance was very different from mine. He was taller than I was. He was imposing. I got scared. But I said to myself, my dear, you're already there. Just move on. There's nothing you can do right now. Your goal here is to arrive Kampala. So just move on. And it was raining heavily that night. So I just followed him. He drove me. In the car, I was scared. He realized I was scared. And then he asked me at one point, are you scared? I said, yes, I am. I'm scared. He said, no, don't worry. Don't be scared, okay? You are safe in my hands. Don't be scared. I know maybe you've never seen a man as tall as I am. I said, obviously, I've never seen it before. This is my first time. So the guy burst into laughter and then he told me, calm down. It's okay. You're safe. I got courage from what he said. He encouraged me and I just cooled down myself. And then we got to Kampala. And when we arrived at the hotel, I saw the hotel, the guest house I had reserved online. So it reassured me. I said, okay, I'm good to go. So I just, I got the courage back. I got myself back to me. And then I stepped out of the hotel. I got there. I was happy. I told him, thank you very much. But deep in me, I said to myself, Kamasa, your heart is very big. Oh. See, a new country, at the airport, the first person that you see is somebody that giant. And me, all that fear that I had disappeared. When I got to the guest house, the fear
it
disappeared.
Wow. I just imagine. Yeah, I just cannot imagine how.
And I got back my courage. Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
So that was my first experience.
It's really, really amazing. So from what I heard about you, I think this is your first untold story. Is really tell everybody who you are already. Who believe me? Who believes so? Okay, you can put in the chat that what kind of people go to the strange country, strangely near for you, right? I know nobody, and then you meet guy 2 meters tall. You are such a brave, full of courage. I really salute you.
Thank you.
From your first story, we already learned. Okay. So now, Kamasa, because you are flying from Cameroon, go to Uganda, and you build, not just these 2 countries, you also build your business in some other country too, right?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe for some people that never build many country, no that experience. No, I want to share to everybody here. Maybe you have another untold story, your experience about flying here, flying there, and then how the experience you build.
Thank you.
Untold story. Any untold story? Because the first untold story we learned a lot already.
Thank you, Florence. Thank you. With this business, because I took the courage, I took the determination and the decision to build in other countries, to build my network in other countries. So I had to just develop this courage and this, and that strong mindset to face the challenges, because moving from one country to the next is not it equally means you're going to meet different challenges you've never met before, because working in the same country is quite different from moving from out of the country. You know, there was a momentum that Dr. Raul actually organized, and that was just, I think, 2018. If I have a good memory. He organized a momentum in RDC, and I took a commitment with my downlines in RDC, telling them, okay, I'm going to be there for that great momentum. I'm going to be there to support you and stuff. I was in Uganda then, and they said, okay, they were actually waiting for me. So I wanted to go 1 week before and do some work, some groundwork. So I took a flight from Uganda. I took my visa in Uganda because I'm a Cameroonian residing in Uganda. So I took the flight, and I got my visa actually late. So the first flight I had paid for left. The first flight was Ethiopia. I did not catch up with the flight. That was the first thing. Now I had to buy. Yes, I missed the flight because the visa came out late. I missed the flight. So I had to buy instantly I had to buy another ticket with another airline to catch up because I had the meeting the next day. There was just no way. So I bought another flight. Flew to RDC. I mean, it was over 6 hours to 7 hours flight. When I got to RDC, I was sent back from the airport. I had people at the airport waiting for me. I was like, oh, the guy, the police at the airport told me, madam, you have to go back. And he didn't explain to me. So I said, okay. I was first furious. I didn't realize until when he took me to the foot of the plane. And I asked him, what's happening here? The guy said, you have to fly back to your country because your visa is not valid. Then I asked him, okay, Yes. I asked him, okay, can I just make a call? He said, I cannot give you my phone. I said, no, I have $100. You take $100 and let me make a call. He said, no, he is not. And then the man just told me, you know what? If you don't move, I will shoot your feet, your leg.
Oh my God.
Will shoot my legs?
So scared.
You want to shoot my legs? Because of visa? I got so mad with the man, and I told the man, you are lucky I am in my good mood today. Because if I wasn't in my good mood today, I would have given you some hot slap on your jaw. The man looked at me. He looked at me like that. Why do you want to slap me? I said, no, I don't want to slap you, but I'm just telling you, if I was not in my good mood, I would have given you some slaps on your face. Because you can imagine, I was just from a 7 hours flight, tired and everything, and they were sending me back to do the 7 hours flight again. So I was really furious. But I went back and arrived in Nairobi, had to buy another ticket to Cameroon, flew to Cameroon.
The third ticket.
That was a third ticket. Flew to Cameroon, got my visa, bought another ticket, which was the fourth ticket now, flew back to Congo, Brazza, because I really wanted to respect my words that I gave to my leaders. So I flew back to Brazza and then got to RDC, attended the momentum. That was the training Dr. Raul had, who was on board, attended my training, and then bought another ticket back. That is the fifth ticket to fly back from RDC now back to Uganda. So totally, I bought 5 tickets for that particular momentum, and I attended the momentum just half day because I arrived at RDC at 1 p.m. So I only attended the afternoon session, and the momentum was over. The next morning, I had to fly back. So I bought 5 tickets just to attend a half-day momentum and also to, respect my commitment that I gave to my leaders because I promised them I was to come. So that was it.
Wow, Kamasa. It's really, wow. I want to can say, this is maybe not, it's very difficult to find someone with such strong commitment like you do, how you keep your words. Okay, friends who attend this talk show, okay, what you say about this? Just now, Kamasa say you can put your comment down there. Okay, just explain to you. Okay, first ticket missed because no visa. Second ticket also missed. The third ticket, okay, the third ticket, and then the fourth ticket to arrive to the training, and also only half day, and then the next morning for one commitment. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, this is something, I mean, not everybody can have this kind. So no wonder you're very successful today. I believe not many people know this, how you fly there, finding thousands of dollars, right? You spend
Yeah,
thousands of dollars, right? Okay.
I know it's not, but I learned that from FFG. I learned a lot from FFG in terms of commitment. I mean, for me, yes, FFG helped me to reinforce my value on commitment. It's very important. I learned that. So, and I keep that. I keep moving with that because it's one of the most important values in life.
Wow.
When I give my word, I need to respect it. Grace to FFG. Yeah.
It's really amazing. And because you're going to that momentum, the training is done by Dr. Raul. So now I would like to invite Dr. Raul here. Okay, Dr. Raul, hi. How you feel? What you want to say about? I believe this is something that's extraordinary, right? So can you give your words about this? What happened to Kamasa?
Of course, Florence, I'm very lucky, man, to have a leader in the level of Kamasa because, in terms of commitment, is a high-class quality of leader. And I'm really lucky. It's not the first time. And she's a committed lady. She always takes commitment in everything, even in single, simple things. Means about the ticket, she don't mention that she traveling business class and she buy 5 tickets in business class. And you can understand that the level of commitment is so high. But actually, I know that always, in any case, Kamasa always take the commitment. She's a lady who have a very high structure of belief. And also, when she want to do something, she do it 100%. If she don't want to do, she don't do. But if she want to do, she do it 100%. And actually, it's extremely difficult to explain to somebody how come somebody can travel more than 2 days around the world, change visa, even arrive in the Congo without clothes and without suitcase. But in the same moment, the same clothes since 3 days, but focus because she want to take, she want to process her commitment. Generally, many people will always just say, just take some excuse or just say, I'm sorry, I cannot travel because immigration. And she traveled from Congo to Kenya to Cameroon to another Congo, Brazzaville, and then to go inside by boat in Congo, Kinshasa. For me, I'm a lucky man. I want to just say to her that continuing the same term. I'm sure that through this, you will share your story, too, you are sharing, and through your story, I think you will help a lot of people around the world to learn about the commitment and take less of excuse. It's my comment today I'm really thank you very much, Kamasa. Don't change, keep on doing.
Yes, just now you say that without suitcase, without change clothes, it's really put at more. How is the commitment even stronger? Yeah. So, Kamasa, you really inspire. I think maybe we can learn about commitment from books, yeah. But today, what you say, I believe, is much stronger from anything said in the book. That's really.
Thank you.
So and then, how you enjoy the talk? Hi, people, global people. I know so many countries attend this talk. How you enjoy the talk? I believe. So from that to story, we already learned a lot from Kamasa and Dr. Raul, right? Okay, now let me continue. Kamasa, I know you and Dr. Raul are very close, okay? As business partner, as friends and everything. And my friends, my sister Eileen say, you are copy, okay? Man and woman, copy. Okay, so now I would like to ask you, what is your personality? According to the personality plus, what is your personality?
I'm a choleric.
Choleric.
Melancholic.
Okay. Dr. Raul, what is your personality? I believe you are not phlegmatic.
No, through only through my speech, you understand I'm choleric plus, but also melancholic plus.
and Kamasa also plus, right?
Yeah, plus, and melancholic plus.
Okay, very interesting. Okay, so now two people with choleric and melancholy plus. I believe a lot of untold story at the beginning when you build business relationship. Okay, so now Kamasa, Dr. Rose have no chance here. Okay, he cannot mute your microphone. So tell us what is your untold story about these two tigers, you and him.
Honestly, thank you, Florence. Dr. Raul and myself, we have lots and lots of stories. We have lots and lots of stories. I'm just going to focus on one right now. In the beginning, it wasn't an easy journey for two of us. You can imagine two tigers vying to work together. It was really, really difficult because me being a choleric plus, also with an upline choleric plus, it was very difficult, very, very difficult for me to understand Dr. Raul and for Dr. Raul to understand me. So we could clash all the time. I wasn't, in the beginning, Dr. Raul being a man who cannot tolerate a woman talking to him rudely, me being a woman and being the fact that Dr. Raul, he's younger than I am, He's my junior. Yeah, I'm older than Dr. Raul. So now, seeing him like a junior brother talking to me rudely, I was not okay with that. Honestly speaking, it wasn't going. It could not really work out. I used to ask myself, but this boy, what does he think he is? It was really tense for us to understand each other. We got an argument over a little thing, over something very little, something that even today, if you really ask me, what was really the main problem? I can't even tell you. Something very little. During our conversation, I got to tell him off some rude words. He told me off with some rude words. We got so annoyed against each other. And then out of a sudden, Dr. Raul told me, you know what? Will you stop? You will never attend my seminar again. And then I told him, to hell with your seminar. I don't care about your seminar. If the seminar is for you, if the business is yours, carry it away. I got so mad at him. And then he later on sent me a message. You have to ask for sorry. I said, I'm not asking for any sorry. To hell with your seminar. And, so hot. Very, very hot. I was tense. He was tense. So it was not an easy thing between two of us. Then, one day, he went to Indonesia. He went to Indonesia for a training. And then when he came back for the training, I said, okay, I had calmed down a little bit. I said, okay, let me go and attend his training. Though he told me I should never attend any of his training. I went for the training. Then, because it was the day, I knew that was the day he was coming back. So I went to embrace him at the end of the training. He pushed me in front of other downlines were there. He pushed me, he said, get out. And that when he pushed me, because at that point when I was coming, I was ready for reconciliation. I was ready for us to pick up our pieces back up. But when he pushed me in front of some downlines, I said, hey, get out. My God. I said to myself, I sat back and said to myself, what the hell is this? What does he think he is? To hell with his seminar. And then I just bashed out and I left. And that was how I stopped attending his training, stopped everything. And then I had to, but though I stopped, I had to call on Mama Aili and Papa Sujentu. I had to write to them and tell them this is a situation I'm facing with Dr. Raul. He has stopped me from his seminars and all the like. So I'm done with it. And then I traveled to Kenya. I went to Kenya. But fortunately for me, Mama Eileen being so caring and Papa Sujentu, after I spent, I think, a year I spent a year, I did not attend any of the seminars. So Mama Eileen and Papa Sujento, they kept writing to me. And then one day they told me, okay, you have to come to Cameroon. You have to come and see us in Cameroon. And then I flew to Cameroon. They actually came to solve the problem. And we sat down. They spoke like mothers and father, like a mother and a father. They spoke to us. And then we came back together. We forgave each other and then united back together. But then, you know, I had to learn. I had to learn that this business, I mean, being the fact that Dr. Raul is younger than I am, but he is my leader. He is my leader, and I just need to be submissive to him. I need to just accept him the way he is and also change myself, because being a choleric, if I don't change the way I see him, if I don't change the way I talk to him, we will always have clash. We will always be in clash. So I just needed to change and then accept him for who he was then, so that we can build together. But by the way, we have a future together. We were together for something, for a purpose. We were not together just for being sake. We were together for a purpose. God brought us together for a purpose. So I really have to be submissive and take him like my upline and then move on with him and also change. I need to change, because if I keep seeing him like a junior brother, I keep seeing him saying to myself, he is too aggressive, I will tend to be defensive and I will tend to be aggressive too. So it will not work out. So I took that decision and then I had to close the page and then move on. And I tell you, since then, Dr. Raul and myself, we have never argued upon anything again. Never. He came to understand me. I came to understand him. And then we have just been moving on successfully. I respect him. I give him full respect like an upline, full respect like a brother, full respect like a best friend. And then we have just been moving on, full respect as a partner and everything, business partner. So we have just been moving on successfully. And he does the same too. So the respect has been reciprocal. So he gives me, I give him. So we move on perfectly. Today, I can't hurt him. I really can't hurt him. And he can't hurt me. He can't. He really can't. And I can't hurt him, because we now understand that we are two giants. We are two cholerics. So the best thing for two of us is to look for a better platform where we can understand each other and move on. So that's it.
Well, I just cannot imagine the moment that you fight too, yeah, maybe not just like gun to gun, it's like a rocket with rocket.
You can imagine two cholerics.
The size of the fire. Wow. Because choleric is a very amazing already. Now you choleric plus and then choleric plus. No, now I would like to go to Dr. Raul. Okay. Dr. Raul, another big tiger too. Okay, can you share from your son this untold story? I believe not many people know about this.
Yeah, really, even me, I already forget, because basically the one who know me, I am somebody who focus on next step. Really, I forget it, and it really is a very amazing story between me and my global leader, the greatest lady, Mama Kamasa. But I put it on the learning process. I put it in the learning process because on the time I was so young also in the network, I didn't understand about a lot of things, how to manage. I didn't read some book like how to make friends, and I didn't attend a lot of training from Mama Eileen or the founder of Paonki about the attitude or about how to handle a team. Basically, I take it like a knowledge, but really, I already forget the story. But as you know, I'm also somebody extremely flexible. Means the one who know me, extremely flexible means angry now. Means if you still thinking about tomorrow, oh, I'm not there anymore. But actually, I remember very well since Kamasa bring back the story. It was so amazing, and also I think that it was not me. It was the. But actually, of course, I'm somebody. I don't like some few excuse or some few mistakes. But today, I totally changed through a lot of things like that. Kamasa, she's not alone. A lot of my leaders have the same story because all the time. When I want some result, I was thinking that I must transfer my mind or transfer my dream to the leader. But actually, I learned through my leader that actually you must try to build with people according to their habit and also according to their own situation. Sometimes on the time I cannot understand how a housewife or wife or somebody can be late in the meeting, but today I'm very flexible. I just take it like in learning process, and I want to say thank you very much to Kamasa because she's doing well on the time to help me also to transform myself because Kamasa become a mirror for me. I learned a lot through this process, and today I think things almost can never be done. And also since the day Kamasa become a good friend, good sister, good daughter, good downline, good mother. Sometimes she become even my mother. It depends on the situation. And I want to say one more time, thank you very much to Mama Eileen and Papa Sugento, who was the bridge to help us to go back and sit down together and think about the future. And today, what we already done, me and Kamasa, is incredible. And it's just the beginning. I want to say really thank you very much to the founder of FFG, who give all the best to build this organization, who help us to go more higher than higher through our education based of FFG. Thank you very much, Phil.
Wow, it's really amazing, yeah. It's really amazing, yeah. And I just want Dr. Rose say, Mama Kamasa is not alone. There are many others too, yeah. Okay, so we are going to wait for another leader sharing later, next session, yeah. Okay, but now I would like to invite, okay, I would like to invite another one, okay. Because just now Kamasa said there is an angel that come to rescue. Yeah, because the situation 1 year being kicked out from the training is already SOS, okay? And the angel is coming, fly in. Okay, now I would like to invite Mama Eileen, yeah, Ibu Eileen, okay? And okay, before I go invite Mama Eileen, Dr. Rao, that the accident, yeah, the accident happened is you before under 30 years old, right? At the time?
Yeah, 28 years old.
Oh wow, yeah, 28 years old, yeah. That's why also you say that you don't have experience in dealing with this type.
It was my first time to do network marketing. Also, my first experience was just only a few months before I started doing network marketing professionally. Few months I just joined FFG.
Oh,
means today I'm 39, 11 years. You understand that I grow a lot. I learn also a lot.
Yes. I believe this is really, really untold story that most of the people don't know this story. Okay, so now I would like to invite the angel. Really, now I would like to invite the angel, okay? Which is also very young angel too, yeah? Mama Eileen.
Hi, Ibu Floren. I'm enjoying the story, yeah, because same like Raul said that almost, the story is forgotten already because now we just focus what's happening now.
Okay, Mama Eileen, just now when Kamasa shared the story, I can see your face because we are in the same forum here. I can see your face. You're laughing and laughing and laughing. But I believe 11 years ago, you're not laughing, right?
Yes, you are right, Ibu Floren. Sometimes we see the success of people is so easy, but actually behind the story of the success is the untold story in the process. But the good things is I love is Kamasa and also Raul. They are so humble because they always call, yeah, especially with me, Pak Suji. As you know that also my partner Pak Suji is so calm. So actually Pak Suji also help a lot. And I respect Kamasa and Raul. They can share everything even though, Ibu Floren, when Raul call me, Kamasa call me. The good thing is when they call me, they are not call me and Pasuji, okay, with the voice already arrangement. But in the same time, I remember in the same time, I try to remember, yeah. Raul called me when the meeting in the middle of meeting, when there is break, Raul called me is with the, you just imagine, yeah, the choleric plus, yeah, Ibu Floren, and then the melancholy plus, okay?
I can
How the
imagine.
intonation, you just imagine, yeah, how the intonation when the phone is coming, me, I cannot say anything, I just learned, this is the good thing. I learned from my coach, my founder, Pak Onggi, when we become and focus for professional network builder, not just networkers, when build people means, okay, leadership is give more this one. It's not easy, yeah, because when I hear the voice of Raul the first time, I don't care. I don't want to see Kamasa again. Now get out. As a leader, because I'm not in Douala, I'm in Indonesia. I want to stay there. I want to say no, cannot. But you say I cannot do that because we are far away. What I can do that I just learn from Pak Onggi. Remember the book that I read about the how to win people, and then also the book of personality plus. So I remember melancholy plus, and then choleric plus. That time I just use my ear. I cannot use anything until calm down everything. Then I can talk.
Wow. It's really amazing. I just like you say now, yeah, I think you say giving this one, I think it's a challenge for everybody, yeah.
And lock this, Mama Floren, Ibu Floren, and lock this. Really lock this. Because that moment is not the moment to comment. That moment, the comment, I know that my leader actually just need me to hearing, not need my advice. That's what I feel that time. That's why I'm thankful with the FFG to lead to become a professional network builder by reading book, by the mentoring program. I understand what's the meaning.
Very important.
I cannot find which one wrong, which one right. I just waiting they are calm down.
And for your info, I believe you are another choleric too, right?
Yeah. That's why, because I'm choleric. Actually, I'm thankful to Pak Onggi, Ibu Floren, because Pak Onggi also not easy to manage me, but I learned from my experience how Pak Onggi manage me when I'm in the mood of anger or angry, or my intonation too high, very high, cannot control. Pak Onggi just calm. So I just copy.
Later, I will ask Pak Onggi. But now I would like to go to the next guest. Yeah. It's amazing. Okay, if you know about hamburger, yes, hamburger that we eat. Okay, this is a ham, right, in the middle, right? So this person is like hamburger. Okay, the meat in the middle. Okay, one is husband, another is friends. So the situation, we just imagine how is the situation when these two tigers the two tigers at the right and the left side. Okay, welcome, Mama Nadine. Mama Nadine, I know your position at that time.
Yes.
I just want to describe you just like hamburger. Yeah, okay. Press from two sides.
Oui, Maman Floren.
Share to us.
Bonjour à tout le monde. Oui, Maman Floren, merci beaucoup de me passer la parole. Je ris parce que ce n'est pas évident, vous savez. Avoir un époux colérique, c'est pas du tout colérique et plus, ce n'est pas du tout facile.
Thank you for giving me this
speech, having a husband who is a choleric plus is not very easy with him.
Mais j'ai dit merci à FFG parce que j'ai beaucoup appris aussi.
I say thanks to FFG because I've learned a lot.
Alors, de l'autre côté, avoir papa Raoul colérique, son caractère. De l'autre côté, maman Kamasa, vraiment, ça n'a pas été facile.
Having Papa Raoul on one side with a personality as a choleric, having Mama Kamasa also on the other side as a choleric, it wasn't easy.
Mais bon, comme moi, j'ai d'abord un caractère tempéré, calme.
But since I have a very calm temperament,
ça a permis de pouvoir harmoniser les deux.
It actually permitted to harmonize the two.
Quand j'écoutais maman comment ça, j'étais en train de rire parce que j'étais en train de penser à beaucoup de situations qu'il y a eu.
When I was listening to Mama Kamasa, I was laughing because I was doing a flashback of many situations that occurred.
Elle a dit quelque chose de très important. Oui, c'est
She said something very important.
De pouvoir faire la différence entre le leader, le grand frère. Et moi aussi, si j'ai pu m'en sortir, ou si je m'en sors, c'est parce que je peux faire la différence entre le leader et l'époux.
She said something very important that then she was not able to make a difference between an elder brother and a leader. And me, on my own side, is the same thing. I mean, I needed to make a difference between my husband and my leader.
Alors, par rapport à l'histoire de maman Colette, quand la situation est arrivée, étant au milieu, bon, je me suis juste rapprochée de maman Colette, connaissant mon personnage et ma personne, connaissant déjà comment il est. En allant vers lui, ça devait être encore plus terrible. Je me suis juste rapprochée de maman Colette.
Yeah, when the situation occurred, I just, knowing myself and also knowing their personalities, I just had to go towards Mama Kamasa. And because I didn't want to go to Papa Raoul at that moment.
Oui, parce que il va rentrer, vous connaissez les colériques, pour ceux qui ont les colériques.
You know how cholerics are. Each time he will come back, he will. You know how cholerics they react.
Alors, le plus important, c'est de rester tranquille, calme.
The best thing is to be silent and just be calm.
Écouter.
And listen.
Mais l'avantage, c'est qu'en allant vers maman Colette, je lui ai dit, bon, tiens, en tant que petite sœur, si j'ai un avis ou un conseil à te donner, vraiment, c'est de baisser la garde.
You know, the advantage is that when I went to Mama Kamasa, I told her, see, I'm your junior sister. What I can tell you, my point of view is that the best thing to do right now is to just give up the fight.
Parce que si comme tu le vois, imagine-moi alors. Donc, ça veut dire que si je peux contenir et être avec Papa Raoul en tant qu'épouse et en tant que son downline, ça veut dire que toi aussi, tu peux le faire en tant que son downline.
You just look at me. I told Mama Kamasa, look at me. If I can cope with Dr. Raoul as a wife with his personality and also as a downline, it means you also can cope with him as a sister and also as the downline.
Et j'ai beaucoup aimé parce que honnêtement, dès l'instant que maman Colette avait pris acte de la chose et comme elle a si bien dit, dès l'instant que maman Colette avait pris acte de la chose et s'est mis en situation. Allô?
Yes, Mama. Go ahead. Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
OK. Dès que maman Colette a pris acte de la chose et le contrôle de la situation, c'était très bien parce que pour moi, je pense que le plus important, lorsqu'on connaît la position qu'on occupe dans une situation, on peut facilement manager.
Once Mama Kamasa became aware of this situation and she took control of the situation, and for me, it was okay because the most important thing is to realize your role you have to play in a conflict situation. So for me, that was the best thing.
Donc, aujourd'hui, je suis très contente par rapport à la relation qu'ils ont, une relation saine et calme. Mais c'est parce que je suis sûre, avec le temps et avec tout ce que FFB a pu nous apporter et avec la contribution des upline Maman Ali, Papa Studi et Paonki, aujourd'hui, avec la maturité et comme je l'ai dit, comme chacun connaît son tempérament et la plateforme avec laquelle il ne faut pas jouer, je pense qu'aujourd'hui, c'est ça qui a pu améliorer les relations.
Today, I'm happy with their relationship because with the platform that is put in place by FFG and also the contribution of our uplines, they have come to understand each other and they've come to know what they're supposed to do and what they are not supposed to do, how they need to play the game. They know how to play the game right now, so everything is successful now.
Donc, je suis très heureuse. Et moi aussi, en tant que épouse de quelqu'un de colérique et tout, il faut juste savoir comment prendre garde. Sinon, vraiment, ça va. Mais quand tu connais le point, tu saisis.
Me, as a wife of a choleric person, I just need to know how to work out with him. So when you know the right point, you know how to move on with him. It's okay, I'm moving on with him.
Ok, Maman Florence, je te repasse l'antenne et merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Mama Florence. Over to you.
Wow. So you are really amazing, huh? You're really amazing. Just imagine in that time, the situations at your position, right? Wow, yeah. It's really needs someone with the strong wisdom and know how to put your position. So you not just like blame one or blame the other, or so it's really amazing. Wow. Really learn a lot from you all. But now I would like to invite our founder, FFG founder, the man behind everything, how this platform can grow until today, like here, and everybody can develop their self, they grow, they change, So Paongi here with us. Paongi!
Yeah, Florence, how are you?
Very good. I can see you here. You're laughing from the first story until now. Your smile is so big. But tell us, okay, what happening and all what from your insight from this amazing story.
Actually, inside my heart, I feel so blessed and feel so good. Listen the story of Kamasa and the process of the relationship, upland, downland, and two tigers in one cage, and remind me a lot of process in this fantastic business. Actually, it's not only Kamasa and Dr. Raokes. In other network in my group also, I was facing this more or less the same situation. That's why actually from all the process they make me grow better, become a better person actually. And I also learn during every process, even when Kamasa share the story from the first story, second story, and the last talking about the crisis of process, become very good team. Even I'm learning. So I can say that this is the result of learning. For me, when I saw Kamasa now and Papa Rao, they're so fantastic leaders. And of course, Mama Nadine, Mama Aileen, they're so fantastic. I'm so happy. I can say I'm so happy.
So this kind of things, I focus on the third story, because most of the leader, maybe most of the leader, of course, not everybody is a choleric, and how to build a long-term relationship. These kinds of things happen, right?
Yeah, actually, the most difficult part in network marketing, frankly speaking, not everybody can pass the process. According to me, Mama Kamasa and Dr. Rao, they have passed the process, because during the process, a lot of ego fighting. Most of the people fighting because ego. Yeah, more because we have our own ego. Everybody have the ego, and this kind of process is not easy, especially for those who are not involved in personal growth, like not read a lot of books and communicate with a lot of people. Most of the people, they will take the shortcut. Shortcut meaning, okay, if so, I stop doing the business. You can imagine the ego when Dr. Rao say, Mama Kamasa, go out, not in the room. I don't like you. I don't need you. That happened is not.
I think most of the people maybe really walk away already, right?
Yeah. You can imagine how this is also humbleness of Mama Kamasa is there. I can learn, because it's not easy in front of people. At that time, Dr. Rao is so young. I think he was only 28 years and not involved a lot of personal growth at the moment. He is the real Dr. Rao, the tiger. Yeah, the natural tiger, African tiger. So I can imagine the feeling of Mama Kamasa, and Mama Kamasa can handle that one. That is not easy also, according to me. Most of the people will go out and will never come back again, according to me. And the good news, he find the solution. As we know that Mama Kamasa finally called Papa Suji and called Mama Ailing and share the feeling, and Ailing and Papa Suji, they are really fantastic leaders, according to me, and they handle so well. And the result is now we can see how Kamasa built from nothing. When we listen the story, Mama Kamasa went to Uganda. She know nobody. Okay, she had nobody, and at the countries. Yes, at the country, and she went there without knowing anyone. Now she built Cameroon. Built Uganda, become so big, and also not only Uganda, now go to the many cities, many countries in the Africa, even to the world today. Yeah.
Wow. Really amazing. Just now Paonggi say that it's not easy. I just imagine, maybe at that time, if Dr. Rao talked to me like that, I really maybe walk far away already. So now okay, now Kamasa, what you learn from this situation, your third story, this one, from what you learn? Hey, no, you're still mute. Yes, what you learn?
Yeah, that situation gave me a lot of lessons. I learned to become more humble, by the way, to become more humble. Then I was humble, but I wasn't humble enough. So I learned to become more humble, and also I learned to, change my temperament. I'm a choleric, but I need to know how to talk to people, Yes, someone can irritate me, but I need to know how to face an irritative situation. When there's a situation that is very irritating, but I need to know how to approach that situation. It was very important to me, because when the whole game started, if I was not also aggressive, the situation wouldn't have gotten to that point. It wouldn't have gotten to that extent. So I learned that if there is a situation that is irritating to me, if somebody is being aggressive to me, I need to take that person in a calm way. I should not also come with an aggressive response, because if I come with an aggressive response, it's going to be a chaos, really a chaos. So I learned a lot, and actually, I tell you, it is helping me. That particular situation is helping me to manage my team. It's been helping me all these years to manage my team, because I also have downlines who are choleric. I have leaders who are really choleric, plus. So because I have lived the situation before, I now know how to handle these leaders so that they don't also become frustrated. And because not all leaders will behave like I did. Not all leaders will respond to an aggressive situation the way I responded. Some, as Pa Ongi rightly said, some will bash out, some will go. So I now manage it in a situation that they will be comfortable and they will see the mistakes they have done and they learn from the process, and also help them to manage with their own leaders. Because situation comes up to me with the same leader who is a choleric, also having another downline who is a choleric. So there's that clash. So I use my situation now to help that leader to be able to sort out his or her own situation in her team. So for me, it was a very good lesson. But I can assure you, Dr. Raul is a very nice person. Very, very nice person. Trust me. Yeah, very, very nice. You know, in those days was simply because he was still too young.
Yeah.
He was still too young, and very young.
Okay, so young guy. Okay. Always young, yeah. The age is plus
in the
11.
network. All of us, we did not have. We were all both young, looking for way. So the lesson, it's a great one that I learned, and it's helping me not only in the network, also helping me in my daily life. Because sometimes even in the town, you're driving in the town, in the city, you have somebody who comes to you aggressively, you know. But now, if you want to respond in an aggressive manner, the way I did it those days, you can kill someone, and you find yourself in jail, and you take away life. So yeah. So for me, it's a great lesson. I'm also applying it in my daily life on how to manage my daily life. So that's it. Thank you.
Wow. So now I go back to the young guy. Yeah, the age plus 11. Yeah, the face is still the same 28. Yeah, the personality changed a lot already. So Dr. Raul, what you learn from this situation, from this experience?
You know, through this situation, believe in me, I learned a lot because actually we must handle people according to their character. You cannot handle a choleric person like a melancholic or like sanguine. Actually, everybody have a character. I learned through my leader, I learned through also some book. Everybody has some character, and you cannot ask to somebody what he don't have. You cannot ask to somebody what he don't have. Means in any case, in any situation, generally, I should understand first the character of somebody before think how to handle him. If not, you will always lose leader, always lose people, because you know about ego. Everybody have ego. Everybody have ego. Even the most humble person in the world have ego. You must know how to handle it. Why today I can say thank you very much to this organization, because I'm extremely flexible. And sometimes also on the time I always keep to call my upline every second. Oh, you know, on the time my upline suffering a lot. I call her 3, 4, 5 times a day, even she's sleeping with her husband. I call, you know, our time in Africa, or her time, oh, thank you, Mary Mama Eileen, to support me on the time. I'm never angry. But actually, you know, sometimes I just say to my leader, Pa Onki and Ma Eileen, no news means good news, because I try to handle things by myself. I don't want to give headache to my online, because also they need to rest now. They already worked a lot. Now it's time for me also to take my through what I learned, to take my leadership and try to handle my team and just give the feedback to my upline if any situation. Means this situation helped me a lot, and just understand that I want to thank one more time Kamasa, because through her I learned a lot of things. She was there to help me to learn something. If no Kamasa, maybe I will continue to do something like before, but today, through her, through also her choleric situation and choleric character, I learned also a lot of things. And I have, after Kamasa, more choleric and double choleric than Kamasa. Through Kamasa, I learned a lot of things. And today, believe in me, I know how to handle things. And thank you, Mama Florence, and everybody on this forum to give me this chance to share. Because all the time, actually, at the moment, I already forget totally everything. But when she remind me, I said, oh my God. And sometimes I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed, but also this was a process. Thank you very much. I grow. I understand that I grow also too. Thank you to my God.
Wow, amazing, yeah. Okay, but unfortunately, we feel so fast, yeah. It's already 1 hour we talk, yeah. So I want to summarize some point. I learned a lot. Okay, I believe everybody that attend this show also you learn a lot, right? Okay, you can mention whatever you learn in the chat, in the comment column. Okay, because I want to summarize some of the lessons that I get from this talk is very, very, very strong commitment that's shown by Kamasa is really important, and also the courage. Yeah, a woman coming from a country to another country that he never know, and also I change. Yeah, I need to change myself. Yeah, it's really important, and respect leader, and also from the other one is also change and grow. No change, no grow. Yeah, no change, no grow. And also as a leader, it's very important, play the role to give your ear, and also be calm. Calm in handling situation is very important, and not put to one side to another side, but you be neutral to one to each other, so you can evaluate the situation better. And also really important to be humble and change and learn how to manage situation, not according to what you want, but really according to the objective point, and handling people according to character is really important. So I wrote many other point also, but I mentioned just some of them. Okay, when you listen again this talk, you will find many points. Okay, so now I would like to thank you for your presence here with us. I would like to thank you, Mama Kamasa, from Cameroon, and also I would like to thank you, Papa Onggi, Bapak Onggi from Indonesia, and we would like to thank you also, Mama Aileen from Indonesia, and
thank you, Lauren.
And of course, the amazing couple, Dr. Raul and Mama Nadine from Cameroon.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes, and remind everybody, subscribe. Yeah, subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any talk in next week and next week. We'll still have a lot of untold story for you. We grow together from FFG TV. Okay, good night, good day. Yeah, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.